Security experts say Singapore is hit by millions of attempted cyber intrusions every day, and these threats are getting more sophisticated and stealthy. In part 2 of our Spotlight feature on hacking, Imelda Saad examines the current threats and trends in cybercrime.
A highly wired city, with almost every citizen attached to a mobile device, makes Singapore a larger target for cyber criminals.
Cyber threats have been around for as long as computers have been around, and the threats are multifaceted, from website defacement to data theft and the more crippling distributed denial of service attack that results in the disruption of any service linked to a computer.
These days, threats have evolved into something more sinister. Security experts call it advanced persistent threats, attacks which are targeted and signatureless.
So a signatureless attack means it's something that's undetectable, right? You especially craft it just for a specific organization so that antivirus softwares, they don't have their signature, they cannot detect it, right? And it's made to measure, use once, and therefore very, very hard to detect.
Also emerging is a thriving digital underground business, criminal hackers who offer services and tools for sale or rent. A research paper on the Russian digital underground uncovered a slew of services on sale. For example, a one-day denial of service attack goes for $30 to $70. An email spamming and flooding tool is on offer for $30, while Trojans, which masquerade as a legitimate computer program or application, can go for as little as $3 to $8.
Hackers can actually access these tools maybe for a variety of purposes. They may want to maybe disrupt, for example, a company's operations, right? And they can say, hey, I want to disrupt this company's website. For an hour, how much will it cost? For a day, how much it cost? For a week, how much it cost?
Trend Micro predicts that in 2014, there will be one major data breach incident a month and more attacks on mobile devices. And in Singapore, the recent spate of cyber attacks, which involve the defacement of government websites and data theft, have put government agencies on heightened vigilance.
They've enhanced the security of their IT systems by bringing forward maintenance plans, which includes checking for vulnerabilities, software patching, testing links, and putting in measures to mitigate distributed denial of service attacks. On November 5th this year, unusually high internet traffic to various government websites was observed throughout the day. Authorities said this was indicative of attempts to scan for vulnerabilities or potential denial of service attempts. Here at the Cyberwatch Centre, a team of officers work around the clock to manage the Infocom security for the whole of government.
We are talking about millions of attempted attacks on government every day. In the internet world, sometimes they coordinate their attacks. So we must be prepared for the worst. We must be prepared for the most sophisticated attacks, and we must be able to ensure that we protect the citizens, and if we are compromised, then we quickly act and restore the service.
The government has a national cyber security master plan, which anticipates future threats and outlines strategies to mitigate them. Authorities say the key is in having layers of defense. Prevention, such as patching up vulnerabilities and ensuring antivirus software is kept up to date, is critical. But no system is 100% foolproof, so just as critical is the ability to quickly detect the threat, respond to it by taking it down, and restoring services. The most often cited cybersecurity attack in recent years happened in South Korea in March this year, when some 32,000 computers were affected and banking services including internet banking and ATM machines were disrupted. Speculation was rife at that time that the attacks had originated from either China or North Korea. Security experts say threats to Singapore come from all over the world, from regional countries to Eastern Europe and the Middle East.
The nature of the internet actually, unfortunately, right, makes it very easy. Firstly, to attack a victim's organization from anywhere in the world. It's also very easy to mask your activities as well, right? To hide where you're from, right? And thirdly as well, there are different jurisdictions of law in various countries.
Singapore's Computer Misuse and Cybersecurity Act addresses intra-jurisdiction issues, but legal experts say there are other factors that come into play.
When the offence is committed overseas, I think certain aspects that come into play would be the existence of international cooperation between the law enforcement agencies, the political will to actually capture the person, and the extent of, say, extradition treaties that are available to bring the perpetrator back.
And even if it's just attempted hacking, the law will apply.
The Computer Misuse and Cybersecurity Act does make it an offence to try and gain access to facilitate hacking. So it is possible to criminalise attempted hacking in Singapore.
Threats, no matter how superficial they may appear on surface, are taken very seriously by authorities here.
What happens behind the web defacements, right? Behind the web interface, there are actually a big ton of infrastructure, what we call the internal infrastructure of a company. The databases, which controls sensitive customer data, right? The applications, right, which is used to maybe generate purchase and payment instructions, and even internal corporate communications through emails as well. So all these are actually things that are behind what we call the tip of the iceberg, right? And if these are actually intruded upon or permeated in by threat actors, I think a lot more devastation, a lot more harm, a lot more losses can take place as well.
We do not want to underestimate the threats. For example, if we face a distributed denial of service, where they pump numerous traffic into our system to take it down, if it affects essential services like power supply, telecom links, or maybe even healthcare systems, the consequence will be grave because it affects the safety of the citizens. If they manage to steal data, it's the data of the citizens. Not only his privacy is compromised, he could face economic losses as well.
Now, while you cannot completely prevent cyber attacks, security experts say individuals can play a part to mitigate the effects. For example, something as simple as hardening your password. Now, you can go to this website, gosafeonline.sg, for more tips on how to protect yourself against cyber threats.